Star of Little People, Big World Zack Roloff discloses whether he harbors resentment towards Matt amid continuing dispute. Greetings, viewers. Welcome back to my channel. To receive the newest news updates, kindly subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. In the Season 25 finale of Little People, Big World, Zack Roloff will discuss the contentious connection he shares with Matt Roloff. The father and son have been in conflict for years, apparently due to disputes around the Roloff farm property in Oregon. Zack, his spouse Tori, and their children ultimately relocated and established residence in Battleground, Washington. Season 25 of Little People, Big World has depicted the ongoing conflict, notably in the latest episode where Matt expressed dissatisfaction that Zack and Tori had plans coinciding with Amy Roloff's fundraiser. ET provided a preview of the Season 25 conclusion of Little People, Big World, featuring Zack reflecting on the conflict with his father, Matt. At the outset of the piece, Zack's narration recounts his upbringing on the farm, accompanied by visuals of his younger self appearing on the screen. Zack desires for his children to experience plenty outdoor time during their upbringing, akin to his own childhood. He expresses regret that their experience will differ from his due to the persistent familial friction. At this juncture, Zack begins to provide more personal details of his father rather than discussing in generalities. He acknowledges that no one harbors grudges inside the Roloff family and no one is deliberately avoiding the farm. In his perspective, his children exhibit no interest in visiting Roloff farm. His children seemingly do not request visits, and he and Tori are not attempting to conceal anything from them. Zack Roloff acknowledges that his relationship with Matt may improve over time. Zack further concedes that ship has sailed regarding the restoration of their previous father-son connection. There is minimal relationship. We are merely pursuing our individual activities, he states. Zack is optimistic about the possibility of reconciliation with Matt. Nevertheless, it is improbable that this will occur in the near future. Reaching an understanding with his father will undoubtedly require time. However, the subtle optimism in his remarks does not entirely preclude the possibility. All will be restored. He says, it will simply be different. Zack's candid discussion of his tumultuous relationship with his father is intriguing, particularly given his previous reluctance to touch on the matter. In a previous episode of Little People, Big World Season 25, Matt and Karen Chandler became engaged, and Matt enthusiastically disclosed the news to Amy's spouse, Chris Merrick. When Zack was prompted during a confessional to express his views on the engagement, he became visibly uncomfortable and stated that he preferred not to discuss it. Zack and Tori have declared their departure from Little People, Big World following the conclusion of the current season, necessitating that any narrative arcs, including the couple, would be conveyed by other family members. If Matt and Zack reconcile, it would constitute a significant development likely to be referenced on Little People, Big World, regardless of Zack's reluctance to come on camera again. It is hoped that the father and son can endeavor to reconcile their differences and establish mutual understanding. Little People, Big World. The impact of Matt and Karen's decisions regarding Roloff farms on family relations. Matt Roloff is primarily recognized for his role as patriarch in Little People, Big World. Nevertheless, his recent engagement to Karen Roloff and their choices about the farm have caused familial discord. Matt, as the patriarch, owned Roloff farms in Oregon and aspired to bequeath the property to his son, Zack. A confrontation between Matt and Zack has occurred on a premiere reality television program. Zack and Tori Roloff will not be returning for Season 26 of Little People, Big World, and their issues with Matt extend beyond the show's filming. Matt spoke with supporters on social media, inciting disclosures regarding the administration of the Roloff farm. In the midst of persistent familial discord on the farm's future, Matt revealed that Jacob Roloff is currently managing Roloff farms, eclipsing the participation of his other offspring. This disclosure elicited anger from fans, who reproached Matt for ostensibly undermining the contributions of his other children. The anger appears justified, considering that Matt and Karen's actions devastated Roloff farms and fractured the family on Little People, Big World Season 25 and subsequent episodes. Matt Roloff asserts that he never guaranteed his children that he would sell the farm to them. According to In Touch Weekly, citing a 2022 episode of Little People, Big World, Matt asserts that he never explicitly planned for the farm to be inherited by his family. Nonetheless, this is currently manifesting in real time during season 25. "I never claimed that anyone would inherit it," the grandfather stated before to season 24 while preparing to list the land for sale. Notwithstanding prior notification to his family, disorder ensued. Matt's proclamation initiated discussions with Zack and Jeremy Roloff, which concluded unfavorably. In early 2022, Matt opted to sell a section of the Oregon farm, a choice that elicited criticism from Zack, who charged his father with endangering the family's legacy. Notwithstanding Matt's assertions that his boys were presented with a reduced rate, Zack expressed indignation at the proposal, contending that he and Jeremy had transitioned to alternative investments. The familial conflict around the farm sale has escalated, exacerbated by Matt's engagement to Karen. Zack Roloff no longer trusts Matt Roloff. Amy also has concerns. Zack's trust difficulties arise directly from their conflict around the selling of Roloff farms. Matt's son has been extensively engaged in the farm's operations during his upbringing. After Matt chose to sell his share of the land post-separation from his ex-wife Amy, Zack indicated a desire to purchase the northern section, which held sentimental value for him. Matt's insistence on a high selling price resulted in a stalemate, causing Zack and his wife, Tori, to relocate. Zack perceived it as unjust and insulting to be denied inheritance of the farm or, at the least, not to be deceived by his father. Although Zack first asserted that relations among family members were satisfactory, he subsequently lost trust in his father. Matt's subsequent choice to lease the primary residence as a short-term rental intensified Zack's feelings of disappointment and betrayal. For Zack, the farm symbolized treasured memories and a prospective legacy. Nevertheless, its conversion into a commercial enterprise highlighted the erosion of trust between him and his father, resulting in Zack feeling overlooked and despondent. Nonetheless, it was not only Zack who was taken aback by Matt. Amy was astonished when the turmoil around the farm began to diminish, since she envisioned it as an integral aspect of the family tradition. She was profoundly disheartened upon learning that Matt planned to sell the other half, preventing it from being inherited by their children. This only exacerbated her mistrust of Matt, with whom she had been in conflict since before to the divorce. Is Karen Chandler exerting influence over Matt Roloff? Karen has received unjust criticism from both fans and cast members. Yet, it is clear that Karen is impacting Matt. They have exhibited a degree of selfishness in their relationship. Although Matt is entitled to pursue pleasure at any age, his attempt to divest the property in order to advance with his prospective wife appears hasty and unjust. Karen confessed her desire to avoid any involvement with the farm. This will designate Jacob as the overseer of all operations. Although the extent of her influence on Matt remains ambiguous, he must critically reassess his approach if he aspires to rekindle his relationship with Zack, whether on or off Little People, Big World. Star of Little People, Big World, Lila Roloff has encountered numerous health challenges. Since its inception, viewers of TLC's Little People, Big World have observed their Roloff children mature on screen over the years. With Amy and Matt's children now adults with their own families, viewers remain deeply involved in their welfare, particularly that of Zack Roloff. Zack wed Tori Roloff in July 2015, and they presently have 3 offspring: Jackson, born May 2017, Lila, born November 2019, and Josiah, born April 2022. Similar to Zack, all 3 of their offspring were born with achondroplasia, the predominant variant of short-limbed dwarfism. Nonetheless, their middle kid, Lila, possesses some supplementary health-related issues. What is Lila Roloff's current status? A medical update. Lila presently seems to be in good health, although she has encountered numerous health challenges. Lila has achondroplasia and strabismus, a disorder characterized by misaligned eyes. She presently utilizes spectacles to manage her problem. Lila experienced auditory difficulties at one juncture. In February 2023, Tori voiced apprehensions regarding Lila's auditory capabilities following her unsuccessful hearing assessment at the medical facility. Tori expressed concern on social media, stating, "They were worried that she has fluid behind her ears, which may impair her hearing, and there is a possibility this could be contributing to her speech delay." Via The Sun, fortunately, Tori provided an update shortly thereafter indicating that Lila's hearing had not been affected, and it was really an anomaly. However, that is not the sole health concern that Zack and Tori have encountered with Lila. In Season 21 of Little People, Big World, the attentive parents expressed concern that Lila might be suffering from hydrocephalus, characterized by an accumulation of fluid within the brain. Subsequently, they were informed that Lila did not suffer from hydrocephalus. Zack and Tori Roloff declare their exit from Little People, Big World. Zack and Tori Roloff, prominent figures in the acclaimed TLC series Little People, Big World, have declared their departure from the program following 25 seasons. "We have concluded," Tori Roloff stated. "That chapter of our lives has concluded," while seated next to her husband Zack on the most recent episode of their podcast, Raising Heights, released on Thursday. Zack Roloff stated, "We have communicated our position unequivocally. They have not formally requested our return." Zack Roloff elaborated on the couple's choice to exit the show, indicating that the previous season was particularly challenging due to family relationships and their efforts to sell the family farm in Oregon. "The recent cycle was challenging due to family issues and the farm transaction, and we were exhausted by it," he stated. Tori Roloff suggested that the pair has lost confidence in the show throughout the latest season. She stated, "It had ceased to be a project in which we genuinely believed, thus the past year was arduous." Little People, Big World premiered in 2006 and chronicles the lives of a family with 3 individuals who have dwarfism. Amy and Matt Roloff, who divorced in 2016, are parents to Zack Roloff, who has dwarfism. The former couple's other 3 children, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, do not. The series chronicles the family's experiences over the years on their Oregon farm as they navigate the intricacies of dwarfism and everyday challenges, including marriage, divorce, and maturation. Tori Roloff had her initial appearance on the show during Season 10, when she commenced a relationship with Zack Roloff, which aired from 2010 to 2012. The couple married in 2015. Little People, Big World significantly impacted our lives, but it was time to move on, the couple stated in the description of Thursday's podcast episode. The event provided numerous remarkable opportunities, cherished memories, and immense enjoyment. However, it also compelled us to establish more effective boundaries around filming and our children, manage inaccurate representations of our lives, and confront familial challenges. They stated, "It was a commendable endeavor, but we required a responsible authority. We executed that decision." Tori and Zack Roloff delight in a bowling excursion with children. Jackson exhibits innate talent. It is enjoyable to observe. Confidential Zack and Tori Roloff relish engaging in recreational activities outside their home with their family of 5. An exclusive movie provided to people from a family bowling event showcases the couple discussing the enjoyment of creating memories with their 3 children, Josiah Luke, 22 months, daughter Lila Ray, 4, and son Jackson Kyle, 6. "We enjoy bowling. It's simple with the children," Zack remarks as Jackson eagerly assists Lila in preparing her subsequent shoot on the ramp. The eldest of the Roloff trio demonstrates considerable bowling proficiency. Zack states in a confessional, "It is enjoyable to observe Jackson engage in new activities." Jackson assists Lila with her ball. Lila is indifferent. As long as refreshments are available, she is agreeable to participating. Tori emits laughter. "Strikes," Zack clarifies with a smirk. "No one received any stripes as we are not tigers," the mother humorously remarked. On Thursday, the pair announced on their Raising Heights podcast that they will depart from the reality show after 25 seasons. "We will not be returning to Little People, Big World. We are finished," Tori, 31, stated. "That segment of our existence, that chapter, has concluded." Little People, Big World debuted on TLC in March 2006. The series chronicles the quotidian existence of the Roloff family from Oregon. The show primarily centers on family leaders and former spouses Matt and Amy, along with their son Zack, all of whom have dwarfism. Season 25 commenced on Tuesday. Zack and Tori, who initially joined the series in Season 10 and subsequently married in 2015, remarked on their podcast that there are numerous reasons for their departure. Tori stated that their 3 children constituted a significant factor in our decision to potentially discontinue the show. The couple elaborated on their exit from the show via Instagram, stating, "There were aspects of reality TV that we cherished and others that we did not, but ultimately, we are thankful to our crew and producer, and we look forward to our next chapter." Lila and Zack Roloff 07's inaugural father-daughter gala. I am fully engaged in it, silently wiping away my emotions as I observe these two enjoying a delightful and meaningful evening together. I hold deep affection for both of you, the elated mother composed. The couple's boys additionally posed for a photograph with their sibling. It is the companions at the conclusion that resonate with me. Tori further contributed, "Little People, Big World" is broadcast on Tuesdays.